What's up, my Century Unit? It's the Sentiment here. So this is the first video on this channel of 2025, and this is my review of Monday Night Raw of the 6th of January 2025. This is not just the first Raw of 2025, this is the first Monday Night Raw on Netflix. So this is the first Raw review of this modern era I covered. You know, I did review Raw in the past, but those are just classic Raws. You know, when I did my WWF in 1997 reviews, you know, I reviewed Raws of 1997, and I reviewed the first episode of Monday Night Raw of 1993. So I haven't really reviewed a Raw of this modern era of WWE, so it's the first time I'm reviewing. Not too sure I might doing this, I don't know, but anyway, so the show was in Los Angeles. It started with Triple H. You know, Triple H narrated a video. There was like it's not a video on the Titantron, it's on like some kind of canvas thing. Well, I don't know what it's called. It's a canvas cube, something like that, you know. It's like explaining the history not just of WWE but in professional wrestling. It's narrated by Triple H. You had someone painting a canvas. You don't see that person painting that canvas. It's just someone just painting the canvas. It's just basically like yeah, it's showing the history of WWE. You know, it's really good to have Triple H, you know, narrated. That was cool, you know. Anyway, so Triple H, you know, came out, you know, after, you know, this cube thing drops, you know, out comes Triple H, and he kind of put it over this he called it the Netflix era. You know, he kind of like said to the fans, you know, like, you're being seen and heard by the entire globe. Show them what you are. Tell them that the WWE is much louder than you ever seen before. And he's, you know, he did his Are you ready? This is Monday Night Raw, and this is the Netflix era, and that was cool. And then we got another segment with The Rock. You know, it's good to see The Rock, you know, showing up because yeah, bringing The Rock was the right thing, because Rock wasn't part of Raw history. You know, it's a massive part of Raw history in the Attitude Era, and a little bit of the Ruthless Aggression Era, and a little bit of the PG era, because he's a massive part of Monday Night Raw. You know, yeah, he's part of the TK group. You know, he basically put over. You know, he said like, "Welcome back to Netflix." You know, did they? Actually, they did. You know, WWE was on Netflix a bit. They did like 2 films. I think it's one revolved around the New Day and the Undertaker. I seen the trailer of that. That is trash. Main Event it's called, you know, and yeah, that was just movies, but not actually, you know, for the Raw and SmackDowns. But anyway, so he kind of like blur out the word bullshit. You know, I'm guessing when the product's now on Netflix, I think they'll let it slide. You know, saying the word shit and fuck, because Netflix is uncut, you know. Yeah, I think Rock says people don't want me to see the real, want to see the real thing. You know, he did his shtick like, finally, the Rock has come back. You know, you know, and also he put over the fans. You know, he said like, he said bring a partner who loves not just WWE but professional wrestling, and also love Netflix. And also he kind of put over Cody Rhodes, because Cody was attending the show. There's a lot of wrestlers, you know, I'm guessing they're from SmackDown or not really booked for the show, attending the show, but he kind of put over Cody pretty well. You know, he said like him and Cody kind of spill each other's bloods, you know, and that's really good. He said to Cody, say hi to Mama Rose for me. So he kind of bring up the tribal combat match. You know, he kind of call himself the High Chief Somali. He said he's going to attend the tribal combat, and I'll get to more of that shortly. So Yeah, it was good. I think the two promo segments were really good, trying to get this Netflix era off the ground. So let's talk about the first match of this Monday, not just this episode of Monday Night Raw, but the first ever WWE match on Netflix. We got the Tribal Combat match. We got Solo Sikoa, the leader of the New Bloodline, taking on the original Tribal Chief of Roman Reigns. You had Paul Heyman, holding the Ulafala. There was a video package of bringing up the really showing why is the Ulafala. It's not just showing the history of why is the Ulafala, but the history of this rivalry between Roman and Solo Sikoa. Their history. After Roman came back at SummerSlam. In their Roman's feud with the New Bloodline, so it's really good. And also the fans were really booing Solo out of their building. I think they were chanting "Fuck you, Solo! You still suck!" And go away. Anyway, so this match is, in my opinion, this is match of the night. And I think it's Roman's first match on Raw. I don't know what year. I think this is probably his first match in Raw in a very long time. This is the first one-on-one match between Roman and Solo. They fought at the War Games match and at Survivor Series, but this is the first one-on-one match, and this is decide who is the real Tribal Chief. This is a really good match, and every time Roman going getting some hype, getting some basically trying to get some momentum, Solo always cuts him off, There's one moment of this match, basically you had Solo kind of choking Roman out with the candlestick in the corner. So this is a no DQ match, I understand I don't know what it's going to be. Is it going to be just a theater cinematic match or the no DQ match? But anyway, so Solo kind of choking Roman with the candlestick in the corner. You kind of tell Roman that I always love you. You never love me. No, ever try. You basically every time I try to do something. I'm guessing what he's referring to. Every time I try to do something, it's not good enough for Roman, so, no matter I do, you get, there's one more in the match, Roman kind of powerbomb Solo through the table, out comes the Bloodline, the New Bloodline. I think you had Jacob Fatu, you got, who's his name, Tama Tonga or Tamaloa? One of the member of the Tama brothers, or Tonga, one of the Tama brothers is not there. I think it might be Tama Tonga or Tamaloa. One is out. I'm guessing one's injured. So anyway, so you had the New Bloodline trying to help Solo get the victory. Anyway, you can tell a whole bulk of the match. You had Solo dominate this match. One more of the match. I think trying to break Roman's neck. That running corner. He kind of said to Roman I always love you. I did anything for you. But I think he got out of the way. But anyway, I think Roman kicked out the Samoan spike by Solo. Anyway, so you had outcomes. I think it was Jimmy Uso and I think Sami Zayn. Trying to chase off the New Bloodline. Or fight off the New Bloodline. Roman, I think Solo kicked out the spear. It's been a few days since I've watched this Raw, but anyway, so Kevin Owens came out, hit Roman with the stunner. Yeah, it makes sense because Kevin Owens and Roman had that rivalry in the past, over the Universal Championship when Roman was the leader of the original Bloodline. That makes sense. Out comes Cody, came to the rescue. Hit Kevin Owens with the with the Cody cutter. That's just and chasing them out of the building. Yeah, this is set up Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed WWE Championship match at the Royal Rumble in February. And I'm guessing this is going to be a rubber match. To me personally, I don't see Kevin going to win the match at the Rumble. So I'll do my predictions in a couple weeks' time. So anyway, so Roman managed to hit, I think it was two spears, a Superman punch, and I think 2 spears onto Solo to win this match. And Roman finally receives the Ulafala. I'm trying to pronounce that name. The Reef. We had out comes The Rock. I thought like The Rock will turn on. It's weird to me. Like I thought Rock will. It's hinting that The Rock probably cost Roman the match. And they're probably going to do Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania this year. But no, he kind of tell Heyman, I'll give Roman the Ulafala, and he did. He put the Ulafala around his neck. They did this handshake. If you watch Predator, and that was it. And also hours later, like in the second, I think it was in the second hour of the show. Yeah, this looks like a YouTube video of Rock. This was backstage. Rock and Cody kind of like chatting along. And The Rock, approached his car saying like he's going to be at NXT, and he appeared on the first NXT of Netflix. So I'm hinting that I don't think The Rock is going to be at WrestleMania, man. I think he's done. I don't want to get in details of it, but I'm hinting that not hinting. I think he's done for now. I don't think he's only there because of the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania, but of the storyline, I think they really dropped the ball. I think they missed an opportunity. I think if they tend to do that, I think it's a bit too little too late. I think they should have done it when Roman was the champion, doing this. They should have really done it. I think they should have done this match. I think they need to do this match, but like if they didn't have if they didn't have Cody win the Rumble, you could really probably do Roman versus Rock. This is like I feel like it spans generations, but they're not going to do Rock and Cody, but I think Rock is not, I think his schedule's a bit busy, but anyway, Roman got the victory, was cool. There's speculation that, you had the new bloodline going to kick Solo out of the group. I don't know, man, I think it's too soon. I don't know. I don't think this is the end of the rivalry between Roman and the new bloodline. I think it's going to end soon, but I think it'll probably at WrestleMania. If they do it on a Monday Night Raw, I think it'll be. I don't think it's too soon. I think it's going to happen at WrestleMania, but I think it's still. You could say it's still in this Empire Strike Back moment. Going to the final battle. That's likely to be probably at WrestleMania, but who knows? But anyway, so let's move on to. There is a segment with the New Day, the 2 members of the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Kofi said like they decide him and Xavier are not booked on the show because the fans don't want them on the show, and he kind of bring up what's his name, Lamar Kendricks. I think it was Lamar Kendrick saying about like Drake can't handle the beef, Xavier says, the fans of California or Los Angeles don't know what the city means, It's the it's the city of angels, really bashing Los Angeles. And Kofi it's kind of weird with Kofi without the mustache part, If you see Kofi with a beard, not a beard, but kind of with facial hair, he always has the full facial hair with the beard and the mustache, but it's kind of weird with the it looks weird without it. It has the goatee without the mustache, Sometimes it reminds me, for me, it reminds me of a skinny version or slim version of Swerve Strickland, to be honest. It's not the last time we see Kofi and Xavier on the show. We'll get to one segment shortly. I'll talk about briefly. I'll get to that later on. Anyway, out comes the fourth segment. But yeah, you got John Cena came along. Yeah, see, having these legends, you played. I think it was the right decision. You know, they play a massive part, the part of Raw's history. You know, with Triple H, The Rock, and then John Cena. Cena. Like, I'm not going to go in details. You know, he kind of like hinting. You know, he's kind of like not. He's not speculating who's his final opponent, because he brings up like his final match is in December. So yeah, it's not like at WrestleMania or SummerSlam. So it's the end of the year. And also he's dismissing like he's not. He said that he's not going to win the World Championship for the 17th time. He said like my time is up, their time is now, and he said like it only happens by a miracle. Said, I can't walk into the main event. I have to, win the. He brings up like you have to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, the Elimination Chamber, and he kind of say the elephant in the room, saying like he didn't say it. It says I'm not gonna be I'm not going to the Royal Rumble. I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. And yeah, he announced that he's going to be at the Royal Rumble match. He's going to compete at the Royal Rumble match, and it'll be his final one. It'll be his first one since 2018. But I can't remember the whole rest of the promo, But I'm gonna get to the key points what he's saying. But I think they're speculating he's going to face Gunther, but I don't know. But I think he kind of shooting down his final opponents, and the fans were chanting, "Thank you, Cena." Thank you, Cena. But yeah, there's a lot of fans who hate Cena. Yeah, the fans, the grown adult fans the diehard fans who hate Cena over the years. Yeah, they kind of like no longer watch the part. But you gotta realize, I think Cena for me, I think him going around. He did hold back a lot of talent in his time, but I think Cena's a grafter, man. He kind of puts his life and soul in the company, to get what he's at. So it's just what it is. But I'll be fine with Cena in the Rumble. It's gonna be his last Rumble match. So it's gonna take a miracle, and it was good. It was a good promo for Cena. So. It's not a shock, but in that it will be a swan song. The Rumble's about nearly 2-3 weeks time, so I can't wait. Anyway, moving on to the second match. So the second match, this is the only championship match on this show. This is for the Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan, represent of the New Judgment Day, alongside Dominic Mysterio and Raquel Rodriguez defending the belt against Rhea Ripley. This match was good. This match, it's not a 4-star classic, but it was I call it the third best match of the night. I'll get to the main event later on, but this was a good match. It's basically agility versus speed. Rhea's strength, all about strength. Liv is all about agility. Anyway, the commentary team is Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. They're really bashing Dominic Mysterio, really hated him. I feel like you got a bit of a shouting match between between Pat McAfee and Dominic Mysterio. You had Rey Mysterio attending the show. Anyway, so I think Liv kicked out of the I think it was the first Riptide, and then Rhea kicked out of the I think it was the Oblivion. This was after the interaction, the match, the match, the distraction by Dominic Mysterio and Raquel Rodriguez. You had I think you had Rhea kicked out of the Oblivion. Yeah, you had Liv doing the Three Amigos and the Frog Splash. Did the Eddie Guerrero gesture. Understand, because this year marks the 20th anniversary of his death. I wish they'd just let Eddie rest, to be honest. It's just what it is. They tried to do that to get some heat. I think like with JBO doing it, was it in 2006? Months after Eddie died. That's kind of fine. But if everyone doing it over the years, they just let Eddie die and let Eddie rest. But anyway, so Rhea kicked out the frog splash attempt. Anyway, so in the end, you had Liv going for the second Oblivion attempt by on Rhea, but Rhea countered it. She did the kiss gesture and hit not one but two Riptide onto Liv to win this match and become the women's world champion for the second time, because she never dropped the belt. Because Rhea retained the championship against Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. And then Liv attacked Rhea, injured her arm, and then she forced to vacate the title. Then Liv won the championship at I think it was at is it Super Showdown? Yeah, Super Showdown, because last year in 2023, not last year, but in the previous year was Night of Champions. But yeah, it was I think it was Super Showdown in Saudi Arabia that Liv won the title, and then she held the belt for 7 months. In the meanwhile, feuding with Rhea Ripley. Anyway, so afterwards, you had Dominic Mysterio came to the ring. You fought, wanted to hug, trying to reunite with Mammy. He had Michael Cole and Pat McAfee always give him some shit. The guy I think Michael Cole called Dominic a gold digger, he called him a coal digger, and I think Pat McAfee called him a rat bastard. Anyway, he had Mammy, Rhea kicked in Dominic Mysterio in the balls, and then out comes the Undertaker. And that was cool to see. The Undertaker appeared after this match. He's also a guy appeared, in the history of Monday Night Raw throughout the 90s and the 2000s. Not in the 2010s, but he played a massive part of Raw history. Anyway, he came out. Yeah, Biker Taker coming up. Came drive around the ring. You had Taker. Kind of fist bump Rhea. They did the high fives. And did the pose together. That was cool. And also, Rhea has a good back. I feel like she has a good V-taper. Every time I see Raquel Rodriguez she does flexing the back. You could tell her back is a bit weak. What I mean weak, but there's no details and density of her back. With Rhea seeing it, so you can see her traps, her rhomboids. You can tell she has some good shoulders and back. She's got a really good V-taper, Rhea. She's not man. She looks like a character from a comic book, not from DC or Marvel, but something from Judge Dredd or Conan. So yeah, seeing her and Taker, did the pose, that was cool. Anyway, so there was 2 segments. There was 2 segments. I think it's bringing up next week's Raw. With basically you had American Made, was it Chad Gable, the Creed brothers, I think it was Ivy Nilly? That's her name. Yeah, basically wants to challenge a match against a luchador. That was a bit filler. He didn't say which luchador, but any luchador. And then he had another segment with The Miz came along. I thought it was he's acting a little sarcastically, it's like John Cena's going to be in the Rumble. Out comes Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux, and they teasing Miz refused. He said he didn't want to help him defeat the White Six. 1 second, I need to charge my laptop. Anyway, so he kind of refused towards Karrion Kross that he's don't want to help him defeat the White Six, And with Karrion Kross, he's doing reverse psychology, or something not reverse psychology. He says did you face did you beat John Cena at WrestleMania? Miz says yes. And are you gonna help me face to defeat the White Six? You say yes, but you mean no. But I'm guessing this. I'm guessing that the Miz will probably turn on the. Was it the Final Testament? It's this group with Karrion Kross, Scott Bordeaux, the APA, not APA. What's it called? The Office of Pain. The AOP. Yeah, the Office of Pain. With Paul Aaron. You kind of end up saying, "I'm the Miz, I'm awesome." It's been a long time since the Miz saying his catchphrase. You know, you haven't really said his catchphrase in years, man. But yeah, he's basically not sarcastically, you know, but yeah, he said like he's right. I beat John Cena. Anyway, so we don't. I think it's next week. It's the 13th of January episode of Monday Night Raw. You know, they kind of bring up because at the end of the show they kind of bring up the card of next week's Raw. Like they bring up like Sheamus is gonna face Ludwig Kaiser. You got the street fight between Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Anyway, so moving on to the third match. The third match of the show, we got Drew McIntyre versus Jimmy Uso. Not Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso. Sorry, my apologies. You know, yeah. Oh, sorry. Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso. Jey came out with Travis Scott. Through the crowd. The match itself, I think this is the weakest match of the night. Not a bad match. It's not great, but I don't think it was just a little bit boring and dull, you know. I think Jey kicked out of the Claymore kick by Drew. I think he reached the ropes, you know. Anyway, so yeah, the start of this match, you know, you had like some kind of like pre-match beatdown. You had Jey doing like a move off the top rope. I think Drew countered it and slammed on the floor. He kind of mocked Jay's like taunt, the yeet chant. You know, he does that taunt. Anyway, so in the end, Jey, I think he was playing possum. It looks like he's fall down on the ground. In the end, Jey kind of rolled up Drew for the win. You know, I think he was going for the second Claymore kick attempt, but instead, I think Jey, I almost call him Jimmy, but it's actually Jey, rolled him up for the win. Anyway, so I'm hinting that Drew is going to SmackDown. He appeared on SmackDown. He's recently appeared on SmackDown, you know, attacking Sami Zayn. He appeared hugging Cody Rhodes. I'm guessing, I'm convinced that Cody's going to retain the championship at the Royal Rumble. And I think they're going to do Cody versus Drew. I don't think they had a match. I'm not so sure they had the match ever. That'll be good to see, you know. Probably if Drew is going to win the Rumble or the Chamber match, it's going to be at WrestleMania, man. But I don't know. But never say never. But yeah, the match itself is okay. I think the feud is falling flat. You know, for Drew just beating down Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. I understand why, because they were part of the bloodline, the original bloodline. I understand that, you know. Anyway, so that, you know, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, so there's one segment in the end revolving around the New Day. There was a crap segment. You know, the crap segment you had between, was it Gabriel Iglesias? You know, he's wearing like the WWE Netflix t-shirt, you know, hyping up his new show. They're about to say something, and then out comes like the Alpha Academy, you know. And they kind of run out of time because this show is a 3-hour show. Kind of weird, you know. There were a lot of celebrities attending the show. You got Vanessa Hudgens, you got Stephen Amell. I think Macaulay Culkin attend this show. So I also had Logan Paul attending the show. I'm guessing Logan Paul is heading back. You know, probably compete at the Rumble. You know, but and also there's another bad segment. Before that, before we'll get to another bad segment. There was a segment with Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. You know, the post match interview. You know, I forgot to mention it. You know, she said like, you know, Liv took away months of my career. She took away my family. And then, you know, Damien hyping up the street fight next week against Finn Balor. So I forgot to mention that. So anyway, there was a bad segment on the show revolving around Hulk Hogan. The fans were booing Hulk Hogan. You know, Hogan is just like, he's been in the business 40 years. He was just promoting his own beer, bringing up partners he had like Randy Savage and Andre the Giant. You know, and he said, "What are you gonna do with WWE and Netflix run wild on you, brother?" You know, he wearing like dirty on Netflix t-shirt, you know, or vest, you know, or a custom vest, you know. Yeah, the fans were booing Hogan out of the building. I'm guessing this is 10 years. He goes, this year is the 10-year anniversary of Hogan's racist stuff. You know, he got fired because he was a judge of the Tough Enough show. Then he got replaced by The Miz because of Hogan's racial remarks. You know, yeah, the fans were booing Hogan. I think it's still red raw of what Hogan did, and also, you know, people, yeah, and also of the Dark Side of the Ring episodes. You know, everything revolved around Hogan. You know, I think Hogan is a shady person in professional wrestling. I don't want to get into that. You know, even though Hogan's a legend, but yeah, it's in Hogan's like own power to promote it. You know, but Hogan never was part of Raw history. Yeah, he appeared a little bit on Raw in its debut year in '93. When he came back in 2002, you know, a little bit in the early mid 2000s, but he was never part of Raw history. But anyway, I think Hogan I think he's a bit of a shady person. You know, he's a politician, you know, and a racist. I don't want to get into that, but yeah, I think it was very bad seeing Hogan. I think like getting that negative reaction, you know, I don't think Hogan apologized what he did. I think, you know, it's a revolve around his daughter. I don't want to get into that, you know, but that was just bad way. Let's move on to the main event. So the main event, we got CM Punk versus Seth freaking Rollins. I think it's the first one-on-one match they had. You know, they had matches before this. You know when CM Punk's feuding with the Shield, because I think at the time Punk was more over than the Shield, and then I think things change. You know, Punk is still over. I think he's still, you know, I think he's more popular than Seth Rollins. You know, they're both baby faces. I think Rollins is more acting heel. Anyway, so it's a good back and forth. You know, I think they hit each other's moves. You know, like you know, Rollins hits Punk with two GTS moves, and then I think Punk hit Rollins. I think it was the curb stomp. I heard Rollins did like the pedigree Punk onto the announce table. I try to get it short and simple. Yeah, it's a good back and forth match. I think it's the second best match of the night. You know, for me, the match of the night for me is the Tribal Combat match. The second place, I give it the main event, and the third place, I'm going to give it to Liv and Rhea. Anyway, so yeah, it was, you know, there were a lot of let's go Rollins, let's go Punk. You could tell like two guys were over, you know, but yeah, it's the first one-on-one match. I wish they'd done it at WrestleMania, but and you guys had, you know, I knew they're gonna do this match down the road, you know, because of the, you know, because the history, because Punk was talking shit towards WWE. You know, this was like after, you know, Punk walked out of the company, you know. And, you know, Punk, you know, Rollins, you know, sometimes I think Rollins is a bit of a hypocrite, because he does, you know, he talks shit towards John Moxley, you know. I'm guessing, like, Punk talking shit towards Rollins, or not mention Rollins, you know. Yeah, he brings his frustration with WWE, you know. You know, I don't want to get into that, you know, because, there's a lot of people, like, hate Punk, you know, like, during he walked out, you know, he hated, you know, he talked, you know, Ryback, you know. I don't want to get into that. So, anyway, in the end, Punk got the victory. I think Rollins were going for, I think it was the suplex, the brainbuster suplex, and he was going for the fall. I think it was a suplex. I think it's just a suplex off the top rope. He was going for the Falcon Arrow, but instead Punk countered into, I think it hit the GTS. I think it was twice to win this match. You know, really shocking to me that that was the main event. I thought like it could be, I don't know, the tribal combat match, or even Liv versus Rhea, but I was shocking. But it was a good main event. You know, Punk got the victory. My feeling that the rivalry between Punk and Rollins is going to continue. Probably, yeah, I think they will continue. Probably they'll probably have the match at WrestleMania a few months' time, or at the Rumble. You know, I think this rivalry isn't over. So yeah, it was a good way. My overall rating of Monday Night Raw on the 6th of January 2025, the first Raw on Netflix. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. This was a good show, and it made a mark to kick off the Netflix era of WWE. I'm not saying this is a fantastic show, but it was a good show. The three matches I put in the good is the opener, the tribal combat match, the women's title match, and the main event between CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. The Drew versus Jey Uso, that's right, not Jimmy, I put it in the okay. The two things I put in the bad for this Raw is the stuff with the New Day and what's his name, Gabriel Iglesias, and Hogan, you know, getting booed while promoting his beer. That was a bit rough. Yeah, I put Cena entering his final Rumble match in the good. You know, knowing that, you know, this is Cena's swan song. You know, yeah, I think they really. Yeah, they put like 4 matches on the show. You know, I'm glad they're not really overkill, like putting like 7 matches. You know, but they kind of like paced it. I think the pacing was good. You know, not like this is not like it's not a fantastic Raw, but it was a fun Raw to watch. So, what's your thoughts on the first Raw of Netflix? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash that like button, click the like, click the bell, subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube. Be part of the Central Unit for more wrestling videos and more. And this is the Central Man officially signing out. Check you later, folks.